I have a confession to make. So I have been talking about $200,000 Bitcoin for about a year now, over a year. I mean, my channel is about a year old. And, there's some things about that dollar amount that don't quite make sense to me. And I'm going to do a little bait and switch here and make you think, oh no, does Alex not think that we're going to $200,000? Well, no. All right, let me explain myself in one regard. If we have a blow off top, I just can't see it only reaching $200,000. I know, I know. Some of you are probably rolling your eyes at me right now, but if we have a blow off top, yeah, I do believe that that we're probably, maybe somewhere between 200 and 250, maybe even higher than that. I don't think higher than $250,000, but it doesn't make sense from this perspective. And I want to share a few thoughts on that. And by the way, I'm going to share a little bit about my KuCoin trading account, my goal to get my assets up to a Bitcoin in value, which is going well so far. But let me explain why. Now, again, this is blow off top. Could we have a rounded top, which I know on this chart that certainly looks like a blow off top, but that was 13 weeks. We did not quite have a blow off in May or April, but actually between February and May of earlier this year. A blow off top like 2017, the price of Bitcoin closed November a little over $10,000, and then it took 17 days to get to almost $20,000. I would consider that a blow off top. And here, we did go very quickly up to $58,000, but then spent several weeks, 13 weeks in that range. And so a little more of like a rounded top. And so we have had 3 blow off tops historically, and then 1 rounded top in May earlier this year. Well, 4 historically, if you count 2011, which I certainly do, got up to $32, then went down to $2. And so we are in a position where for Bitcoin to accelerate at the rate that it is, for it to only do less than a 3x from today, it doesn't quite make sense to me. And that's all I'll say. And probably the biggest thing too is not necessarily the top, but the bottom. Now, let's say we do have a blow off top only at $200,000. Entertain me for a second if you don't think we're going anywhere near $200,000. What would that mean for the bear market bottom? Now, I mean, think about this. In 2017, let's just say it was a blow off top at $20,000. It was a little under $20,000. We then saw an 85% drop in the bear market, went down to about $3,000 in December of 2018. So 85% drop. Now keep that in mind. So if we only go to $200,000, blow off top to $200,000, and then see another 85% drop, that would put us at $30,000. If you have been watching my channel, you know the significance of that number, because I said over the summer that we would not breach $30,000. We would not have a weekly close below $30,000. We breached $30,000 3 separate times, once in May, once in June, and once in July, but we never got below that level. But at bear market bottoms, we don't go anywhere near, it's the 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level from that blow off top in 2017. In bear market bottoms, we don't go near the 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level from the previous blow off top. So what do I mean by that? Okay. 2013, we peaked at $1,300. And then the summer bottom in 2017 was $1,800. And so if we did something similar to a $200,000 to $30,000 drop, that means that essentially what we would have done in the most recent bear market was have bottomed out at about $1,800, but we didn't. We bottomed out at $3,000. So we bottomed out a healthy amount above that 1.618 summer Fibonacci retracement level, summer bull market bottom. If you're able to track me with that, I hope you're able to track with me on that. We closed $1,200 above, about 40% higher than that summer lull bottom at $1,800. I would expect something similar this time around. I very strongly do not believe that Bitcoin will bottom out at $30,000. I think it's going to be something, again, about 40% higher than that $30,000 level from this past summer, which would put us at about $50,000. I could see us wicking below $50,000. I think about $50,000 will be the bear market bottom. And I also think that we will see maybe not an 85% drop from our peak this year, but maybe something like an 82% drop. So, an 83% drop. If it was an 85% drop, that would be $30,000 from $200,000. If it was an 85% drop from $250,000, that would be a little bit closer in line. If it was an 80% drop from $250,000, that would be $50,000. So that's my logic. If you need to replay this discussion that I'm having in my head over and over again, I would encourage that, just so you can get a picture of what I'm talking about. We're not going down to $30,000 in the bear market. I'm convinced of that. Is there a scenario where we would have a more rounded top, like a 13-week rounded top like we did in May? Yeah, I could see that. I could certainly see that. And so where would we peak out in that regard? I don't know, maybe like $140,000, something like that. We'd have a nice rounded top that would last for a few months at $140,000. And then we would be done, and we'd go back. We'd make our way down to that $50,000 level in the bear market. I could see something like that. I'd give it like a 20% chance that would happen, but we'll see. So the big news of the day, my goodness, U.S. consumer prices jumped 6.2% in October, the biggest inflation surge in more than 30 years. Oh man, it's like duh. I mean, did anyone not think that this was? Is this surprising to anybody? I mean, it's really sad. This is the direction we're going, and maybe if they don't continue with stimulus type stuff, maybe we'll cool off a little bit. But things are looking kind of bleak. And what happened? We are doing very well today. Bitcoin, Ethereum, some other cryptocurrencies are doing well in response to that news. It was an immediate jump. If you were looking at the charts at that time, I mean, it happened over a span of about 30 minutes. Where was Bitcoin? It was at 66,000 range, and it just popped right up. We got over $69,000 very briefly, and then we're just kind of in a new spot here. So 68.5, we're hovering around that range. I could see us getting to $70,000 very soon. And so kind of a joke here, but Bitcoin CEO to increase prices. I love this. That's the guy who, his name's Dorian Nakamoto. Some people thought that he might've been Satoshi Nakamoto. He's an engineer, so people kind of fed into that, but, he's not Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto actually left a message on a message board saying, "Hey, I am not Dorian Nakamoto," which I guess if Dorian Nakamoto was Satoshi Nakamoto and he didn't want to be known as Satoshi Nakamoto, he would have said something like that. But anyway, just funny news. Bitcoin CEO to increase prices. I might make a TikTok about that, but then I think that I just can't stand the people who don't understand jokes, which happens very often. But hey, guys, things are looking very good for Bitcoin. I want to point this out. I made a TikTok about this one, Bitcoin accumulation trend score, 7-day simple moving average. So this is a Glassnode chart, costs a lot of money to get on. Glassnode.com costs about $800 a month. So I swiped this stuff from Twitter. But when you see dark purple on this chart, that's a good sign. That means wallets of all sizes are accumulating. When you see light yellow or light orange or even orange, that's a time to be a little bit nervous, because the whales aren't accumulating. Smart money's not accumulating. The big pockets aren't accumulating. It's mostly retail. So look at this trend here. Earlier, late in 2020, so you see a lot of dark purple here. We broke through this $12,000 range. It was a critical level. We saw some dark purple there. Around $20,000, we were kind of just trying to figure things out. Like, are we going to break through this level, or are we just going to get rejected here and go back down? And so the deep wallets kind of waited to see what was coming. And once we broke through that, the big pockets again started buying all the way up to $42,000. But then what happened? They stopped. So they stopped at $42,000. It was mostly smaller wallets accumulating. And then we got to that peak on Coinbase Day at $64,900. And it was just flat out yellow. retail was buying. This was a classic distribution phase where the whales were distributing to the smaller wallets, and then boom, done. And whales stayed away for quite a while. And so now we're in a similar position where we're starting to see these first flashes of purple, which is a great sign. Whales don't buy tops. They just don't, and they're buying right now. And so, I mean, look at when they started buying. You know, you see very little dark purple here. They definitely bought that COVID dump because that's what smart money does. But you started seeing last year smart money buying at $12,000, and Bitcoin more than tripled in a span of 100 days. And something similar could happen now, but I would expect if it's blow off top fashion that it's going to be faster than 100 days. And so that's the first wave of purple in what I expect to be several waves of purple before Bitcoin becomes overpriced. Let's look at 2017. Something similar happened here. Lots of purple on the way up, but that's never a peak. I mean, it was a local peak on the way up. We saw some rejections there, but it was never the peak. But then we got into blow off top territory and no dark purple, the way the whales were staying away. And so I expect something similar to happen this time around. We're going to see not some dark purple, you know, we're going to go much higher. This is probably the most convincing thing to me, that $69,000 will not have been the peak for Bitcoin this time around. And so $100,000, I never guarantee anything, but $100,000 Bitcoin seems absolutely inevitable. Okay. And maybe I shouldn't even say absolutely. It seems inevitable right now. And again, you know, you guys know where I'm saying $200,000, but if we have a blow off top higher than that. So anyway, things are looking great. We're in great shape. What does that mean for altcoins? It means altcoins are going to pump just as well or better, you know, than Bitcoin. Most of them will. Maybe not some of these here, some of my least favorite ones, but you know, Ethereum will do well. Litecoin, if you don't know, I am insanely bullish about Litecoin right now. I am going to start converting some other cryptocurrencies to Litecoin because this is confirmation. Everything that I've been saying, wait until Bitcoin gets past that all-time high. You will start seeing Litecoin pump. Litecoin is up $100 in 3 days. I think it's going over $1,500. I think that's a conservative estimate, $1,500 Litecoin. But here's what I honestly think. If you were around a year ago, try to think about what you thought of Dogecoin a year ago. So Dogecoin a year ago was just, it was nothing. It was like this afterthought. It was just, nobody was thinking that Dogecoin would ever be a major player. Dogecoin is at a point right now where it has to be taken seriously, and it is a major player in the cryptocurrency space. So what's the narrative with Litecoin right now? Litecoin is dead. It's trash. The developers have given up on it. It's nothing. And it is, I don't even know where it is in the top 30 of cryptocurrencies. I know it's in the top 30. There was a time it was number 2. And I think that by the time this run is over, that Litecoin is going to be much more on the general public's radar, and that people are actually going to consider it to be a major player still. I'm still selling all of my Litecoin at the end, but Litecoin is going to do a Doge. Doge is a serious player. Believe it or not, Doge is a serious player right now in the cryptocurrency space. Litecoin is kind of in the shadows. It's going to come out of the shadows. I really believe that. I really believe that there's going to be a paradigm shift with Litecoin. And yeah, there are much better projects. There are much more sexy projects, but Litecoin is going to show you that it's not dead. So very excited about Litecoin. But anyway, let's take a look at my KuCoin chart. Or my KuCoin position. This is just for my futures. And yes, I am trading on margin, which if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I say, don't trade on margin, don't trade on margin. And, you know, this is my first time actually trading on margin. And so I've lightened up on it. And so do as I say, not as I do. But again, this was the video. The thing that got me really upset in that video was that somebody was asking for advice because he was on 100x leverage. And no, I'm never going to recommend 100x leverage. But here we are, 0.27 Bitcoin, or 18,000 is the total value of my assets on KuCoin. I will gladly look through every position. that I have. I'm not going to click on my main account, $1,654. That's just Bitcoin and Ethereum there. I just transferred some Bitcoin and Ethereum over to here just to try out transferring what that looked like. When I made this video on my TikTok a couple days ago, I was at 0.22 Bitcoin. So hey, great to see that here. Let me click on my trading account real quick, just see what I have here. I have some Ethereum, I have some GHST, some Curve, some Smooth Love Potion, some Fractal. I have less than a penny worth of Xcur. I got in and out of that. I don't know if I'm going to spend much time in the trading account. It's just, it's one of those things where I just get like really tired of trying to keep up with these coins that here's the deal with this. I'm mostly just paying attention to what CVO Crypto is talking about, and I buy those cryptocurrencies. So he talked about how GHST is about to break out, and so I bought some of that. He's looked at some of these other things, and the big reason why I'm probably not going to pay much attention to this is I bought some Smooth Love Potion because of a CVO Crypto post saying it's about to break out, and it broke out, and then it just went right back down. I just was like, oh man, I forgot to sell or to take some profits. And so trading account, maybe in January when we have full blown alt season, if it's in January, I might focus a little more on that stuff. But let me show you my margin account. I'm doing 5X, or not margin account, futures account. I'm doing 5X. That's the most I'm allowed to do, and I'm thankful that I'm only allowed to do 5X. And you can see my positions. I'm mostly up on my positions. So here we go. Litecoin, I put my money where my mouth is. I got in at $188. And guys, I only downloaded KuCoin a couple weekends ago. So I got in at $188. Current price is $291. I put my biggest dollar, I think I put like $2,000 into it at this point, and it's up $6,058. It's 5X leverage. Liquidation point it doesn't show it here. It's 140 something dollars. This one's pretty safe. Did Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the first one I did here. Got in at $59,403. I'm up, I put $1,000 or so, I think, and I'm up $1,000. So looking good there. Mark price 68,653. Elrond, I'm up 563%. I won't go into detail about all these, but the graph, I'm up 110%. HBAR up 62%. Ethereum Classic, I just did Ethereum Classic, and the big reason why is because if we were to pull up an Ethereum Classic chart, how about I actually do that? Give me 1 second here. Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic tends to go wild at very specific intervals. I mean, look at earlier this year, it shot up like crazy. I'm expecting something similar to that. Shot up to $175. I have a $300 prediction for Ethereum Classic. And so I just wanted to get in. You're seeing signs of life here, but it just goes boom. And that was very close to the end. I mean, we're talking about early May, which was the end of the early part of the bull run before things dumped down pretty hard. I would expect something similar to happen this time, where Ethereum Classic pumps like crazy. And that's close to the end. So that's why I got into Ethereum Classic. I'm not expecting anything insane to happen. Now, I just wanted to get in. So I put, $500 or so, a little over $500 in Ethereum Classic. Ethereum, I got in a little high on Ethereum at $4,591. It went down to, I don't even know how much, but, up 26%. Can't complain about that. Up on Tezos. And then Matic and Sand are the only two that I'm down on. I am not in. How close am I to getting liquidated on Matic? I'm not worried about it. It's like the dollar. I think $1.60 or something. So I think I'm pretty safe with Matic. Sand, I only did 2x leverage, and I'm thankful for that, because I would have been liquidated if I did more than 2. If I did 5x leverage, I think I would have been liquidated by now. And the reason why I did that, Sand, if you remember, Sand pumped on the Facebook Metaverse news, and then it just kind of cooled off. That's what a lot of them are doing right now. Mana is doing that. Engine, where's Mana? So Mana is doing that. I won't look for it on the chart here, but Mana is doing that. Engine is doing something similar. So Sand has cooled off, and no worries. It's down 50 cents from when I bought it. That would be very close to liquidation if I did 5x. So yeah, I did 2x. And so we'll see about that. But Yeah, I'm mostly going to do futures on KuCoin. And I mean, so far, so good, especially with that Litecoin position. I might even add to the Litecoin position. I'm just very confident about it. I do believe that this is going to be the best performing top 30 cryptocurrency over the remainder of this run, and that $1,500 is a conservative target. So looking through here, just, for your own information, there's a lot of different cryptocurrencies. This is mostly large market cap coins that you can do futures on. And so there's some potential here. I'm trying to think if there's any that I would just be like, yes, I'm absolutely getting in on this one. And there's nothing really that sticks out as like, oh, I must do this. But as things progress, I might exit some positions and get into other positions. And we'll see. Internet computer, maybe that one. Man, Axie. I mean, if you did Axie, you would be doing very well by now, as long as you close that position. But anyway, lots of good options here. I'm liking KuCoin so far. And again, hoping to get to a Bitcoin in assets, which, I mean, it's one thing to think about this in one regard as, all right, I'm at, this is just for futures. I'm at 15,686. I'm about $19,000. So 0.27 Bitcoin for all of my KuCoin assets right now. But if Bitcoin gets up to $200,000, I'm essentially looking to turn $19,000 into $200,000. So 10x from here, which, I'll take it. So anyway, I will gladly share more of my project, more moves that I make over time. But that is all I have for today. I will go live later in the afternoon. So I hope you have a great day, great rest of your week, and I will see you in another video. Peace.